Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video, I am going to be reviewing the Jurassic World Rebirth Wild Roar Abelisaurus. So again, this is a Wave 2 figure like the Spyclops I reviewed, and if you haven't checked out that review, I highly insist you check it out. I think it's a really good review I did. And yeah, the Spyclops is another Wave 2 figure, but now I'm here to review the Abelisaurus, which is in the same wave as the Spyclops. Pretty cool theropod figure, I can say. Let's just start by looking at the box again. It's just a Rebirth Spinosaurus, Wild Roar Abelisaurus, Jurassic World Rebirth logo, the lush jungle background, and right here onto how the action feature works. The side of the box, we have the Jurassic World Rebirth logo again. And on the back of the box, you can just see it says Abelisaurus. This is a land creature. How the figure works again, from what we saw with the front of the box. And the other three figures in this wave. And yes, I do have the Allosaurus right here. A review for that is coming really soon. And just like every other creature and dinosaur in this lineup, you can scan it into the app, into the Jurassic World Play app. Now let's get this figure out of the box. And here's the figure out of the box, and can I say it looks really good. Now, also I wanted to point out another reason why I wanted to review this figure is because of this thing right here. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. And the main reason I wanted to review this figure is because of the hanging piece of throat skin. It reminds me of like a turkey, and you know how turkeys are a symbol of Thanksgiving. And well, yeah, I just wanted to review this figure because of that. So yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you guys, by the way. But let's review the figure. The head of the Abelisaurus is nice. We have a nice white, and it may look like the pupil is painted, but since most of the head is like black or like a very dark gray or more of like an ash color, it doesn't really matter if the pupil is painted at all in this one, I guess. It has a nice boxy shaped head. It has a nice reddish colored jaw with some nice teeth, and the teeth are rubberized, so you can touch them and not feel anything. The inside of the mouth is nicely textured well and highly detailed, and the tongue has like a gloss coat, so it gives off the impression that it's wet, a wet tongue. And again, you have this hanging piece of skin under the throat, and it looks pretty good in my opinion. I really like it. And again, the reason why I'm reviewing this figure is because, well, it reminds me of a turkey because today is Thanksgiving. So yeah, I like it. The arms are incredibly inaccurate because, well, Abelisaurus didn't have long arms. Their arms were more of like short, like take Carnotaurus or Majungasaurus, for example, which I will do comparisons to later on in the video. But they are nicely detailed and no painted claws, unfortunately. But the hands do have 4 fingers on each because Abelisaurus did actually have 4 fingers, so they got that part right. But the size of the arms is inaccurate. You have some nice blue for the body that creeps in with the grayish black. You have some nice scoots right here running down the legs, like we've seen on a few Mattel theropod figures over like the last year or so. You have some nicely detailed legs, a nice calf muscle, and some nice scoots running down the feet. No painted toe claws, unfortunately, or no painted dew claw. That's pretty typical when it comes to Mattel. And then you have a nice short tail with some bumps right here. You have like a nice kind of like small sail running down the figure. It starts right up here from the head and then leads down to the tail right here. But again, the figure does have like really nice colors, though. I really do like the colors. I mean, they could have done a little more with the colors, maybe like adding a little bit more of like that red or that black, like on out to like the tail instead of just like keeping it blue. Kind of like what they did with the Spyclops. If you check out my review for the Spyclops figure, the Wild Roar Spyclops figure, you will see that I do mention how they added a little bit of green paint on the tail of that figure. So yeah, um, they could have done a little more with it, but I'm not complaining. It's still a good figure, you know. And again, the head is nice and bulky, kind of like how an Abelisaurid head should be. Looking at it from the front, it looks kind of goofy, but yeah. And even though the hand claws or the toe claws aren't painted, one thing I do like about it is the fact that they do give off like that glossy look. I don't know if that's just a reflection from the camera of my device I'm recording this on, but it does really look like I mean the glossy paint or the glossy tone really does give off the impression that they kind of are painted. But yeah, but we have some nice scales running on the hands and even on the legs. And the other side of the leg has these nice scoots that I kind of like. And again, we have these like dark, like black stripes that creep in with the blue. It's really nice. And the underside of the figure, we have more of like that red for the throat. And we have more of that blue. Here's the sound for the speaker. Or, I mean, the speaker for like the sounds, because it is an electronic figure. We have the Jurassic World trademark logo on this foot. And if you want to scan it into the Play app, here's the code. You can just scan that in really quick. And yeah, we just have the rest of the tail. Articulation is pretty basic. You can move the arms like that. You can move them out like that. You can move the legs. I kind of just spoiled the sounds right now. Forgive me. So only articulation that you will get with this figure is just in the arms and the legs. Nowhere else. I mean, of course, you do have it in the tail and then like in the head, but the head and the tail fall into the action feature. Oh, and the mouth too, because like if you close the mouth like that, it's just gonna go right back to the way it was. But again, the head sculpt of this figure is really nicely detailed and phenomenal. Again, I really like the shape of the head because, again, as I said earlier, it looks like how a proper Abelisaurid head should look. Um, what else? And yeah, that's pretty much it about this figure. And again, the teeth are nice and white, and again, they're rubberized. So again, if you touch them, nothing's gonna happen. But since I've already spoiled a little bit of the sounds, we might as well get to the action feature and the sounds. So as the case is with like the other Wild Roar figures like the Baryonyx or the Utah Raptor or even the Allosaurus that I'm going to be reviewing soon, it's pretty basic. You have the tail right here, and it's pretty much the same as the Spyclops, but except you know like you can get the sound. It has some nice, decent sounds. Nothing to write home about, but the sounds are just pretty basic. But they're really nice, though. I really do like the sounds on this one, too. Now I'm going to get into comparisons. Here it is compared with the Chaos Theory Cryptops figure, and they are pretty much around the same size. The Chaos Theory Cryptops is also a Wild Roar figure like the Abelisaurus. It came out late last year to early this year in 2025, and I still consider it another best Abelisaurid figure. Cryptops is an Abelisaurid from Africa or Niger during the early Cretaceous period. And Abelisaurus is from Argentina, and it's actually the namesake of the family, so it's kind of important. Next up, here it is compared with the Equixonotosaurus from the Epic Evolution line. And you can see, just like the Cryptops, they're pretty much around the same size. I don't think we need too many comparisons, because if you already have one of these other like Wild Roar Abelisaurus figures, then you'll probably get a good idea of the size of the Abelisaurus right here. But yeah, they are around the same size. And here it is with its most famous member, Carnotaurus. And you can see Carnotaurus is a little bit bigger. This is the Epic Attack version that released in 2023. And they look great next to each other, in my opinion. And here it is compared with a human figure. This is Ben from Chaos Theory right here. And you can see they're it scales up pretty nicely next to it. In fact, this is probably the size that a Velosaurus would have been at in real life. Maybe a little bit smaller, I could be wrong. But the species is only known from like the upper part of its skull, and the skull, I think, was incomplete. And yeah. But this is just showing you that, it's just a standard size Wild Roar figure. So my final thoughts on this figure, yeah, the Jurassic World Rebirth Wild Roar Abelisaurus, that was a handful to say, but it is a good figure though. Again, I got this figure just like the Spicalops that I did review, and again, check out that review if you didn't. I say it's pretty good. But anyways, just like the Spicalops, I got this figure at Target, and it was around the same price. It was $15. So yeah, that's the new price range for these figures, I assume, and I really like it. But yeah, it's a good figure though. I really do like the detailing, the colors. It has a nice size. It has good roars. It's proportioned very well, and it sizes up next to the other figures very well. And yeah, if you want to get this figure, you can also get it at Walmart. It's on Walmart, Amazon. I think Kohl's has it. I don't know, but definitely Target. Target definitely does have it. And happy Thanksgiving to you all. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next review. Take care.